shit. I'm hoping that a fate exists. I name that bitch. And maybe when I play them,
Not too loud.
my name exists. Like the same kid, but you dropped the ball. You and your friends living at the mall.
I'll pull it up on my phone too. You can have the chat on your phone if you'd like.
Yeah, it just never keeps up.
Oh yeah.
I can kind of see it from here now.
Oh yeah, it says we're live. Sweet. Just hang out for a few minutes, let some people join. That's not okay. Barely sleep at night, lose my appetite. Cheers, man. Happy coffee time. I could see one of the outside cats on the fence in the front. Sweet. Oh yeah, I forgot there was a break there. What's up, Derek? Welcome, my friend. Can you see that? Better than before, or?
I can see it.
You can see it. I do have my phone here too if you need it, so. Carl. Tell him to flex.
Flex.
Doesn't take long, man. Everyone thinks you're attractive. Not that they have any reason not to.
Well, thank you.
I got you. Welcome, Carl. Hope everyone's doing well. Gonna get this started in a second. Let's switch this over. Come on now. I know you know this one too. You can rap this one.
No.
Coffees. Started drinking coffees again.
Number 2 of the day.
How you guys doing? What's up? I see there's a few of you in the chat. What's up? How's everyone's Saturday? Don't mind me being twitchy. I could see the cars driving by.
It's almost distracting. It's like a window here.
It's interesting when like I'm ending my video and then you can hear the train.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's not too far, is it?
Yeah, it's not too far away. Nothing's too far away here though.
It's not even like there's like crazy exciting things going on out there.
Yeah, there's nothing super exciting happening. You.
Sure it's warm though.
What's up, Paul? What's up? Is it Yeezy? When are we getting into some Beyonce? Right away. We're just going to let a few people join here. I showed Anden this is my friend Anden. I'll let him introduce himself in a minute. Come on, York, shut up. Get out of my head.
You can never shut that guy up.
Yeah, for real. I showed him the first trailer, and I hadn't watched the second trailer yet, so we're going to watch that one together. The first one gave you goosebumps, though.
Yeah, it was good.
What was it?
I don't know.
Just the whole thing?
Yeah, I mean, I always have a thing for a good produced trailer. You know, good music, good intro.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a thing.
When that dance beat drops, oh my God.
I like making short videos, mostly for other people. Like I did some real estate shoots and stuff and just like putting together something like that. And it's not even near on the level that she's on, obviously, but I don't know. Just
you can
a good
appreciate
video.
the art. Yeah, I vibe with that too. The premiere in LA. It was here in LA. Oh, wow.
Nice.
The premiere of the actual show. So what it is it's like she produced it. I'm assuming wrote it. Like she's got her hand in everything. It's amazing, actually.
As she should.
As she should. But like there's a whole thing where like I remember doing sound for bands and the drummer's up there like trying to help me do drums. And it's like, just go sit down. But like when you can like prove your value in the moment and quickly. And when me, an outsider who like thinks I have an in with just like the language and stuff, when it's like, oh yeah, she knows what she's talking about. Like you can tell right away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it is exciting. But the show is her concert, her current concert, and there's like gonna be snippets of her talking and like explaining parts of it, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna be good. We got our tickets. Already. I'm just excited for it to come out. Get to see it. Lucky bitches. That got censored. That's so funny. Come on, YouTube. Y'all want to watch this? There's 7 of y'all in here. You want to watch this? You ready?
Yeah.
We do have coffees in our hands. If y'all would like to support the channel, we do welcome any tips, donations, PayPals, Patreons, any of this sort. I will be splitting anything with Anden and any of the moderators that do want to show up today.
I'll be donating it back.
No, don't worry about it. But I asked the moderators last minute, so I'm not expecting any of them to show up. But I did ask them last minute. We kind of were like, you thought we were just going to record. I decided we were doing a live stream.
Yeah, I think you planned that. You just threw it at me.
Hey, if I'm going to have friends over, man, that look good on camera, I got to share them with my friends. Let's be real. Let's be real. Okay, let me pull this up, my friends. Let me know if you need anything. If it needs to be louder, I can make it a little bit bigger. Especially for now. LOL, the location of the premiere is invite only, so no stalking. Too bad. We just watched the Bob's Burger episode where they're doing the TV, they're doing like the cooking segment.
Right.
And one of the weather ladies or something is like there or whatever. She's promoting it, and some kid has like a big crush on her, and he's like, I will taste her hair. To be fair, I said I wanted to get like sweat on.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. That'd be a privilege.
Got their kinks.
That's a good way of putting it. Yep. All right, let's watch this. You can see this, Anden?
Yeah.
Okay. I hope it's not too loud. Should be roughly about as loud as the music was.
Oh, it's a video. So, Rumi, when I teach you a trick, you have to turn it to the side. Yeah, there we go. Okay. That's how you do it.
My eye just won't stop watering.
You're good.
So, do you like this show?
I don't know what you waited for. Cuff it.
The confidence. The cuff it. Like, come on, man.
Cuff it.
Today ain't the day. Okay.
'Cause I'm in the mood to be deep in love.
How do we fix this? Because this is a very big problem.
I got this drink
See, like,
in my...
she's like there. She's like, I need to know what's going on, right?
Yeah.
No.
At least she's looking for solutions, though, not just saying this is a problem.
That's the thing. And that's my argument all the time is like when she comes in and like asks for something or says she wants something, it's like, it's always solution based. It's not like this is a problem, you have a problem.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so like when I see other technicians, I'm picking on one video specifically, one technician got upset about it. And it's like, what are you upset about? Like this makes the end of the night easier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like she didn't want to use 200 candles. Go put them in the truck. You're done. You don't have to do it at 2 a.m. But anyways.
Woo, I'm out of breath. We just need to simplify.
Kendrick and Meg.
Time is my biggest obstacle. It's impossible to not realize how fast it's going when you are looking through the eyes of your children.
Oh man, her daughter came up and did like a dance segment with her, like a whole section of it. Like, it just makes me want to just bawl. Like seeing, like I think she's like 13. Chat, you'll have to let me know. And just like comes out and the 80,000 people just go crazy, and she's just up there just dancing, like stone facing it, looking like the boss next to her mom. Like, oh man, it's amazing.
Your children. I think about all of my heroes and all that they endured. I know that all of my struggle and sacrifice is opening the door for the next.
I like that.
They are the new beginning.
11. She was 11. Or is 11.
I have nothing to prove to anyone at this point.
Look at that dress. Did you see that?
We are creating our own world.
And it doesn't matter what she's wearing, I'll see that. You know what I mean? Like,
Sorry, what's that?
doesn't matter what she's wearing, you see it.
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
She's anything she wears. I don't even. Yeah, like it's just out there. It could be the most out there thing. Beyonce pulls it off.
Yeah, oh yeah, she's got a way of killing it all the time. Yeah, absolutely agreed. Yeah, Blue's 11 coming out on stage in front of 80,000 people, like getting like rows out from the bottom of the stage, and then everyone goes nuts. Oh man, it's giving me chills thinking about.
Yeah.
Creating our own world. This is my reward. Nobody can take that away from me. Thank God you recorded. We're doing good. We're going to leave what I just did.
I love it. So that big, like, check this out. Where is it?
It just needs to simplify.
I love how it starts out so calmly. The build up and
Time
the build
is
up
my
and the build up.
biggest obstacle.
Calm is a funny way of putting that too.
It's impossible to
Hold
not
on.
realize how fast
Show me
it's
that
going when
stage.
you are looking through the eyes of your children.
Show me that stage. There's blue there.
I think about all of my heroes and all that they
There was a good
endured.
shot of that stage.
How do we fix this? Because this is a very big problem.
I got this drink in my cup.
Oh, I love all the fits.
We just need
Anyway, what I'm getting at is the whole back wall, the whole like big structure you see is a video wall.
Oh yeah.
And then it's got like a portal in the middle that like it like goes away, and then now you can see the band. But like they have like Beyonce like 100 feet tall up on either side, so the whole room
You
can
have
see
to
her.
just so everyone can see.
Yeah, and then like
so many people there.
but then all the like light show interactions that the video wall gets when it's that big too, like I half the time can't tell what's real and what's not.
Well, and it's just insane the amount of work that goes into something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like every aspect, there's somebody managing that, trying to figure out what they're gonna do.
Yeah, every pixel. And she's got to be there to know what's going on because it's got to follow her vision, right?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Management skills are unbelievable. She's 11 and already the lead manager of the Parkwood Entertainment. Yeah. I said that when I watched it the first time. I was like, or when I watched the live concert, it was like, I was sitting there thinking, you know, her commitment level, like Blue Ivy for being 11 and like dedication to the thing. Like she's not making faces. Like she's like doing the poses and everything. She's killing it. And I'm like, well, when Beyonce's your mom, you probably don't have much of a say.
Yeah.
But then I was like, do you think she's up there bossing Beyonce around? Because now this is Beyonce's daughter we're talking about.
Yeah, maybe.
And apparently she's like the manager, so just keeps the place in check.
Fair enough.
What'd you think of the trailer?
That was good.
Yeah.
I got goosebumps again.
Did you?
Like I said, I love a good trailer, good narrative, and build up to, yeah. And then definitely left you like with wanting to see more.
Right.
What was she talking about?
Yeah.
Now I want to know.
Thank God
What
you
just
caught
hap-
that.
what
Thank
just
God you
happened?
filmed that. Yeah. Yeah, I got to see December 5th. Yeah, you can get your tickets.
Yeah.
Just saying. I would love to see this show at that Las Vegas Sphere.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
that would
that'd
be cool.
Nuts.
Yeah.
Sphere's pretty crazy. Apparently they've like lost money since, but
Well, you're supposed to though. Businesses don't make money for like 3
for
to
a
5
while, right? They
years, like
gotta
depending
pay
on
back and-
depending on what the business is. But they say like I think the average in Canada is like 5 years to start making money.
Well, yeah.
But like even if you think about like most of the stuff in this room I owned, a lot of it, some of it was gifts and some of it was like through partnerships. But I couldn't afford to buy this all again.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially like in the setup that it's in that I'm like grateful for now. I could not. There's no chance.
I have like an idea. Never mind. I'm just
What's up?
nothing. No, I can't explain it. It's in my head, but I don't think it's something I can like explain out loud of what I mean. So I'm just
Okay.
not gonna try.
I also felt like I trailed off and I was getting to a point and then I didn't get to the point, but it is what it is. But yeah, I also like a good trailer, man. Like I'm sitting there thinking about all the editing that goes into making that trailer hit the way that they want it to.
When you just think about the work from literally the start to finish, from the start of having all of those events happen, filming all of it, putting it all on film and editing it all,
Mm-hmm.
and then releasing trailers, and then next release it. Like it's just it's a crazy process.
Well, even
How
like
long
that,
did that take? How
that
many
2-minute
people did it
trailer
take?
is so much work, let alone the whole movie.
That's what I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
like
Like my brother does VFX stuff, and just from some of the things that I've learned from him, or like watching him work and their systems and stuff, is like the work, the amount of work that goes into that is insane.
absolutely.
And so like crossing that over to this, performing and stuff.
Well, you not the last time you were down. The time before that, we worked on a commercial together for motocross company.
Yeah,
Company
that
name
was
doesn't matter, but
Sled BC.
oh, okay, sure.
Yeah, so they were just like getting every region basically of BC to put together like a sled video to promote their sled club,
Their hill, or
their
whatever.
local sled club,
Yeah, okay.
basically. Yeah, it was pretty neat.
No, that's cool.
That
But
was, that was a lot of work too, and that was the first time I ever did anything like that. Sorry, my eye will not stop leaking.
you're good. Don't worry about it.
But yeah, that was a learning curve for me for sure. Just having better equipment and stuff to actually work with
Mm-hmm.
would have probably made a difference. But now I know.
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting to think like when you actually do have a budget, like say for this, like what you actually do with it is kind of cool, right? We were talking about this before. Like impact is obviously big when, especially with a voice like Beyonce, if we could pick on her for a second. But it's interesting, like the creativity that some people have with the freedom of like the budget and whatever. Because like you made a really good video with a drone that you had and a phone that you had.
Yeah,
you know,
literally a drone and a phone.
Yeah, I like my videos. I think my videos look nice, and it's just like my little setup. Like there's not a ton of production that goes into it.
Yeah,
but it is interesting to see like how people pursue that, and how people pursue that on a budget. Because like that Ren guy, like he had his biggest budget video. It was like $2,000.
Oh really? Yeah, it was probably the whole thing
They
just
were
to rent
pumped.
the camera.
Yeah,
we'll bring this from home and this from home, and some of the best work is put out with just stuff you already own.
Jesse Abram in here with a great first name. When she finished the European leg, what's the one when she dropped when the tour came to the USA? Is it a trailer, Antonio? And what's up, McFly? What's up, McFly? Says, what's up, guys? Not too much. We're just chatting. We just watched a Beyonce film trailer. We're just chatting about it. Jesse's good looks make me tear up too. Don't worry. Yeah, that's it. Compliment heavy today.
Handle it.
Y'all got your coffees at home? What's going on? Cheers. Been cheersing lots, but like, cheers to y'all. Was there another trailer? Did I miss another trailer? Because if there's another one, I'll watch it. I just knew that wouldn't get blocked. Like the first one I did, it was all like approved and clean and everything. So I knew that it wouldn't get blocked. Let me go to unwatched. 2 weeks ago. Black is King, highly debuted. Yeah, someone's going to have to let me know which one it is. You might have to send me a link. Let me know what's up. So you want to introduce yourself? You just want to start talking? This will be like the third time you've introduced yourself. You got to have it down now.
No, there's probably... I don't need to then. If it's the third time, I'm sure everybody here probably already knows.
Maybe. There's a bunch of people in here. 20 people in here. Welcome, everyone. I appreciate you all being here. So this is my friend Anden. Anden and I... So Anden's grandmother is my mom's best friend, and they would go for coffee every day. Like when my mom was a stay-at-home mother, we would go to the Coldell Bakery, the town bakery, the Dutch bakery, and we would sit in the back, and like, you know, my brother and I would like draw and eat donuts and everything, and then my mom had her coffee crew, and she would go home. And that included Anden's grandmother. And so in the summertime and around Christmas and stuff, he would come out and visit. Because I guess it makes sense that your folks would come out to visit, right?
Yeah, my dad.
Come visit his mom,
my
right?
grandma, yeah.
I just put that together right now.
Weird how it makes sense.
You've never been coming all this way just for me all
just
these
to hang
years.
out.
So we would hang out all the time, man. Like some of my earliest memories are in that bakery, drawing Mickey Mouse, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, playing in your basement.
Playing in the basement. We were like playing Forza or like a race car game.
Yeah,
and, like
I do
time in
remember
the
that,
tracks. Like we knew what we were doing. Come on. Come on. What else were we doing?
Who knows?
Yeah. Lots of running around.
Yeah.
All over town. It wasn't like
Ice fishing.
Ice fishing. Yeah.
Brought that up the other day.
Yeah. There's like this nasty lake. The joke is if you fall in the lake, you come out with an extra arm.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
We
We went
mostly like
fishing.
man-made lakes around here.
Yeah, they're all man-made. Yeah. There's like retention ponds and stuff that like used like it was just like a pile up of water, and then someone built it up to be like nice, but they usually smell bad. And what's up, Beth? Beth says hello, Anden and McFly. McFly is also another YouTuber. I would recommend checking out his channel. He's got a bachelor in music, and his like the way that he approaches music is really interesting. I find it's like it's very structured. I don't have that actual like theory training or like the actual education of like music. I've just been like, I don't know anyone who's been to more concerts than me. Like, I did it like
fair enough.
Tuesday to Saturday for like 6 or 7 years straight. Like, so like I have an ear for the thing. I've done the thing. I've been in the situation. So it's for me, like my side versus his side. I do find the two kind of interesting.
Yeah, you have the field work and he's got the paperwork. Kind of thing.
Fuck yeah.
Not saying that he doesn't have field work, but
yeah, it's just like the
he's
two.
got that too.
Yeah. My mom's in here. What's up, Mom? Tenting in the backyard. Yeah, definitely tenting in the backyard.
Yep.
Probably running around in the sprinklers. Yeah, we've been hanging out for a long time.
Yep.
So what do you do for work?
So I work at a copper mine.
Which, by the way, sounds like a bitch.
It
That sounds awful.
It can be. I'm in the milling operations department of the copper mine, and winter is always like the roughest months because we get frost chunks that come through, and they won't fit through some of the chutes and the conveyors. Because basically, what we do is they blast the ore in the pit, shovel it up, haul it in dump truck, loads to the crusher. Crusher crushes it up to a certain size, sends it on a conveyor to the mill. and then it has to go through all these chutes to another conveyor to lead it to the mill. And then we have like a sag mill, probably the size of this house. And it's just like this huge barrel that spins and feeds the rock into the barrel basically. And it's got giant steel balls that are probably, I think they're like 25 pounds. And they roll around with it, crush up the rock. Rock comes out the other end through screens. And then whatever's small enough drops through the screen, sends it over to float the copper out of it basically and separate the copper from the waste. And we get frost chunks in the wintertime, and they don't make it through the chutes. So then they plug up the chutes, and yeah, it's usually the toughest time. But
well, it doesn't help that it's minus 35 degrees Celsius.
yeah, once in a while. Not this year yet, thank God.
Not yet. Knock on wood. Knock on
Yeah.
wood. Yeah. That I've been to a bunch. My friend and I counted off. It was like 3,000 shows. That is a ton of shows. Yeah, that's a ton of shows. Festivals are cool. Like festivals help you start racking up bands,
I was
right?
gonna say, do they count as more than one? More than one?
I
show?
would, yeah. Because like I saw Weezer and I saw Blink 182, and they played like for an hour and a half each, just on the same day.
Yeah.
And I say that I've seen
That's two different
Weezer, and I
concerts, for
see
sure.
that. Yeah, exactly, right. So I definitely got that. I definitely vibe with that. So that sounds like a lot of hard work, man.
It can be, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, but the rotation makes up for it. We do 12-hour shifts, and it's like 5-5-4. So work 5 days, get 5 days off, work 4 days, get 5 days off. And it like rotates like that. So we get
Interesting.
2 weekends off a month, work 2 of them. So then I have lots of days off to like start my own side gig kind of thing.
Which is what? Why don't you talk about that?
I actually do a lot of different things. For a bit there, I was doing some forestry. But one of like my main things that I do is I'm an LGBT facilitator. So I'll like get hired to go do presentations and kind of share my story as a trans man about just my experiences through school and through industrial work, and yeah, just share my experience and kind of teach people the concepts.
And you got like a whole structure you roll through, right? Like it's more structured than this, at least.
Yeah, I mean, I have like a slideshow basically, and I just kind of, I don't know, share general basic information, like the most basic information, and kind of relate it to my story. And yeah, I don't know.
Can you walk us through a bit of your story? Are you comfortable doing that?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Just give me a second here. My eyes drive me nuts.
Do you want a Kleenex or something?
Yeah, I might want to grab.
Okay, you go ahead. I'll chat with the chat for a minute. You could get a Kleenex. Annan's emotional, getting to hang out with all our friends here. I think it's probably our cats. We've got 6 cats in the house right now. We had to, it was going to snow. And we had a mom cat have 4 kittens. And they were just like there are other kittens under a year old outside. But these 4 were like under 3 weeks old. They couldn't like find food. They could barely see. And it was going to snow. So we brought them inside. And now we've got 7 pets in the house. One of them's 140 pounds. Our dog's 140 pounds, not a cat. And then we've got our 2 regular house cats and 4 kittens. So it's probably what's getting him. He's probably got a little dander problem or something going on. Beth, I appreciate you. I hope you hang out. I think we're going to have a fun conversation. I've been friends with Anden for a long, long, long time. We go way back. He's spent the last 3-4 days here. We're going to go up to Calgary tonight, and he flies out early tomorrow. Yeah, I was excited about the trailer. I've been meaning to watch the trailer, and I thought how much fun it would be to show it to another friend too. I appreciate you being here to hang out with us. How's everyone doing on a Saturday? Any big Saturday plans for anyone? Chat's going to catch up, and then we're going to start talking. We're going to have other stuff to talk about. So if you've got exciting Saturday plans, let us know. If not, we can get back to the conversation. Beth says, big up LGBTQ. A couple flags for you, too.
Nice.
All right. So, yeah, walk us through what you're willing to share about your story.
Okay, well, where to start? I mean, I knew something was different about me from 4 years old. I always presented myself more masculine and, did the typical, what would be called the boy activities, I guess, like motocross and
dirt biking, and we skateboarded all the time.
yeah, like, you know, and then, so my parents just kind of labeled me as a tomboy and whatever. Like if my mom didn't get me a short enough haircut, I'd cut my own hair and then she'd have to take me in to
Get it cleaned up.
yeah, get it fixed. But yeah, no, I don't know. I've known since I was 4, I was like physically and emotionally aware that something was different about me. And I just had to kind of navigate through that myself, as like there was no talk of that back in the day, like what transgender was and stuff. Like there was, but it wasn't as out there as it is now. And it wasn't as accessible either. Like I didn't have internet and I was 4 years old. So all through school, you know, I just kind of was like, I knew something was different, and I knew people who were like gay or lesbian, and I'm like, there's something different there. That's not me. And like, I don't think this is actually how lesbians feel. Right. So it wasn't until I was like 19, I had a friend that moved to Edmonton, and they started dating a trans man, and she kind of put like 2 and 2 together, and we're like, maybe this is Anden, right? So she introduced us over Skype, and we hit it off, and of course my light bulb went off, and then I had all sorts of questions, and yeah, I think it took about a year before I actually decided to go through with the transition and hormone therapy and stuff. I just wanted to, you know, consider everything. I did a lot of research, and of course I was like freaked out and worried about what my friends were going to think or say. And, you know, so it took about a year. And then when I did finally start, I think it was December. So I'm coming up on 11 years now. I moved away for 3 months to start my transition, basically. And then once I kind of got a little further along, I ended up putting out a video on Facebook just to kind of like tell everybody at once kind of thing, rather than, you know,
Send a message.
and rumors. If you don't actually like put your own information out there,
Oh my God,
I
yeah.
can only imagine. So, you know, I was luckily greeted, like I'm from a small town in the middle of BC, like tiny town. I think we got 15,000 people
In the area,
20,
right?
30 with surrounding area.
Mm-hmm.
But
British Columbia, Canada, for my friends, my international friends.
Yeah, so I was like, I had an overwhelming response of support, and that led to me moving home, which was kind of nice because, you know, I got to connect back with my friends, and like nobody cared. Like if anything, I gained friends. But I think over the years that people have kind of started to just forget, and I don't know, like I'm not like pushy about it or anything. I facilitate, I'll teach people, I meet with kids' parents, I'll meet with kids, like, you know, but it's almost like people forget because I see like, you know, I always got I support you in your decision and whatever. And people are like respectful when they see me. But then when it comes to like sharing shit on the internet,
I can't imagine how you navigate that every single day.
I just delete them.
Yeah, that's fair. The trash takes itself out
Yeah,
sometimes.
honestly,
right?
as I've gotten older, it's funny because like I used to be super social, and I'm still social, but it's different now. It's like I know who my close friends are, and I'd rather have 4 quarters than 100 pennies. So if I'm losing someone out of however many people on Facebook, it's like, I just don't need to see that shit. You know, It's like whatever. The people that want to learn and like open their mind and broaden their perspective are bringing me in to talk. So it's like, I don't know. I'm talking to the people that want to hear it, right? And that's what matters.
Well, and that's a part of why I appreciate you being here with me too, because like I navigate conversations that I am very uneducated in, and I just try to be respectful of.
Yeah.
And like it's refreshing, or it's relaxing for me to be like, because I forget all the time. But like to like come here and just have a conversation with you, it's like reaffirming for my comfort level too, right?
The thing is, though, is like you might forget all the time, but you remember when it matters.
Okay.
Right?
I see what you're saying, yeah.
And like I don't know how to put it, but it's just like people forget my story, which I don't blame them for it, but it's just like I thought I did a good job of like teaching people just in my town of like to remember me, I guess, and remember my story and the things that I had went through and shared about. And then just with like the Million March for Kids and stuff. And like, yeah, I get it. maybe kids shouldn't learn some things, but at the same time, I was 4 years old and didn't know what the F was wrong. Am I allowed to swear?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I didn't know what the fuck was wrong.
Yeah.
Right? Like I didn't know how to navigate that, and nobody else did either. And because it wasn't talked about, I didn't feel like I could talk about it or bring it up. And like I don't expect everybody to like remember my story kind of thing, but just when I see some of the ignorant things that are posted or shared, it just is kind of like you just have no idea, and you're talking about something you have no idea about. And like,
do you think like and this is just like a hypothetical question, do you think people have that argument where it's like, well, no, Anden's different? Like, I know Anden, but like what I'm sharing is like another thing. Because like for me, it's been this way since you were 4.
See, and it's funny going to that, just like, I know it's totally different, but when I first started my transition too, my friends, like the girlfriends that I'd had in the past, still had no problem like changing around me and stuff. But then when I got a girlfriend, the girlfriend didn't feel comfortable with it, which is like totally fair. But at the same time, it's like, okay, so they're just already comfortable around me. It's just Anden kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
But then from another perspective, it's like, why are these girls just changing around this guy kind of thing with no, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. But that was something that like you couldn't go on a forum and read that there's 100 other people that experienced that. Because it was before that. Right?
Before
like forums and blogs and all the YouTube,
yeah.
like before this became like a common conversation, you were trying to navigate this.
Yeah, like through school and stuff. I had no idea. I had no idea what was going on. I just knew that I went to bed every night wishing that I'd wake up somebody else.
Wild, man. For like how positive you are and like how inspired you are today, like congratulations.
Well, I just think there's no other way to be. Like
that's great though.
Yeah. I mean, if I dwelled on every little thing that was wrong or whatever, then what is this life, right? It's like, well, I don't know. There's a lot of positivity and happiness out there, and there's a lot of people like yourself that are accepting, and you know, it just doesn't even matter. So
I'm just here for a party, man. Like if anyone wants to dance,
it doesn't matter what community.
Doesn't matter what community. Yeah, show up, man. Like, but that's a part of why I wanted to show you this too, because like I like that idea, and I know in the moment or like in a grand scheme, it's very like ignorant, but I like in the moment of just being like, we can just forget about all the like craziness and we can just focus on something. Just party for a minute. Like that's
what I love about drag.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, we were talking about this yesterday. Yeah.
Like, I love drag shows because it's like there is nothing else out there right now.
It's just it's just like there is one feeling, there is one pursuit in the room, and that is just be entertained.
And it fucking works.
Oh yeah, like, man, it is
the
wild.
entertainment is so fun.
Oh yeah, and like I don't know, like just living in that, it's like peaceful bliss almost for a moment, but it's got entertainment with it. Yeah,
anything goes.
Yeah,
anybody fits.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
How has the facilitating been as like a side job?
Pretty good. Like I started out, kind of what happened was I had someone contact me from, it was like, I think she was a counselor. So it was a group in town. Like, I don't even know. I can't remember what they're called. Anyways, she got a hold of me and told me that there was some kids that she wanted me to meet with that were kind of navigating the same thing. And, eventually we ended up putting together like a meeting and we ended up with like, I think with like 38 people stuffed in this little room. We didn't expect that many people to show up. And I just went through the slideshow and explained to parents. My mom was there. I can't remember if she spoke at all. I think she maybe had mentioned some things kind of thing. And after that, it just kind of, people kept getting a hold of me, like, would you meet with this kid, or would you come present to this class, or these people, whatever. The copper mine that I work for, they try really hard to be inclusive, and so they brought me up to present to, I think it was their training department and the senior HR department, which was pretty neat. And I'm sure they're going to have us back or have me back. But I actually collaborate with a guy from Vancouver now, and I'm trying to do more with him because he's like a genius. Like, he puts information together, and like just the way he facilitates things, it's really nice to have him to bounce things back and forth on, or he'll say something and I can share my experience with that too. And so we're trying to do more together kind of thing. But Yeah, I don't know. I kind of missed the point probably what
No,
you asked.
good.
But
You're good. You're good. It sounds like it's been a positive experience.
It
like
has
it's,
been,
It's
yeah.
grown naturally. You've made some connections.
yeah, it's mostly all just been like through word of mouth. I've gone up to universities and stuff and presented for nursing students, which is really neat.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, just like social workers, counselors, teachers, schools. I'm not super fans of schools. I feel like I don't know how to talk to kids.
Fair enough.
I like talking to the adults, and I feel like the adults are mainly the people that need it most anyways.
Mm-hmm.
There's just more to learn there in a sense, because it's more like they're the ones more likely to shut things down, not the kids,
I got you.
in a sense.
Yeah.
The kids
Well,
are more open-minded.
Well, it's like you said, like the kid might feel that something is wrong. And if I have a limited education of what might be wrong,
Kid
then
can't come to you.
well, or I can only tell you, like, even if you follow me, even if my intentions are good, it's still limited to my capacity of knowledge,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And you know, in my situation, I'm fortunate because I just call you up. But like, I understand that you couldn't even do that in your situation. So
Yeah, I had nobody. Like, I think I was probably maybe 11 or 12. And my auntie had Ellen DeGeneres on. I'm pretty sure it was Ellen. And Ellen had a Navy SEAL who was transgender and transitioned from male to female. And they were Chris turned into Christine. And I remember my auntie turning and looking at me being like, "Do you feel like you should have been born a boy?" And I was just like, completely embarrassed right there. I knew, like, I wish that someone would say that out loud, but I was so caught off guard that I was like, no. And I put my head down and I walked out.
Oh, shit.
Because I was just like, I never
like,
thought I'd be
confronted with
asked that, right?
Yeah.
Like, it was something that I'd known forever that, yeah, that's how I felt. But to actually have it out loud was like
what a
shocking.
trip. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
It still frustrates me that every time you come over, you have better facial hair than me.
I don't think so.
I'll never let that go.
I don't think so.
I will never let that go.
No. It took me a long time to get here.
Was at a club Rennie in UK, flew to Ireland on my own and slept in the airport. Been a fan, 26 years of spiritual. Oh, that must be a Beyonce. Welcome, Andrea. That sounds like a spiritual event. That's like,
Slept in the airport.
yeah, like that's commitment. I
It's
hate
like people that line up around the block for movies for like days or
or
hours.
games.
Yeah.
Yeah, concerts.
Commitment.
We flew to Toronto. A friend, my buddy Dylan, who's from Vancouver, and we flew to Toronto to go see Radiohead once, and 40,000 people in line, bro.
Holy. It's
It's
more
a
than
weird-
my town.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's more than this town, and it's like a third of that city.
Yeah.
But like, it's wild. Hey, Jordan, welcome. Jordan's one of our moderators for the channel, and I appreciate you being here.
Nice.
Does Anden think there is less knowledge about transitioning?
Like now?
It looks like I'm wondering if they sent that early because it says from. Does Anden think there's less knowledge about transitioning from? If I was gonna finish that sentence, I would say like from like male to female, female to male. Is like one side more engaged with than the other from like a scientific standpoint?
I don't really have an answer for that because I only have a perspective on one side.
I got you. Oh yeah, female to male in Canada. Does Anden think there's less knowledge about transitioning from female to male in Canada?
I don't know about knowledge. I think the knowledge is out there. If it's in one place, it's probably another place.
Mm-hmm.
But just from what I've seen, it's definitely a lot harder for a male to transition to female. And they definitely like harder in like every aspect.
Did you say from male to female?
Yeah.
Yeah. I bet you there's a big ego role that plays into that.
From everybody else, mostly, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. The surgeries, there's more surgeries involved usually. There's things that are irreversible that testosterone does throughout a puberty that's not necessarily irreversible, but irreversible without surgeries. And
Mm-hmm. Well, it makes permanent changes to the physical makeup of your body, right?
yeah.
And like those are things that can only be countered so many ways, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. Andrea Collins, I had no one to go with, so I said my ADHD and autism is not stopping me. Smart, good for you. Take control of that.
Yeah.
Take control of that. Following Nick from That Singer Reactions since he had 50 fans. Wow, you followed Nick a little bit. You watched his reactions to Dom, right?
Yeah, a couple of them, yeah.
Yeah, Dom's such a great dude, man. Like when he reached out to me when I had like 3,000 subscribers, maybe. He just hit me up on Instagram. He was like, bro, I love your videos. And then he was like, can I call you? I was like, really? Like, actually?
Sure.
He calls me and I'm just like starstruck. Like, I'm like, I watch your videos all the time. Like, I can't believe this. I thought it was like trick or something.
Yeah.
And he was just like, he gave me a little bit of like advice and some feedback. And he said he really liked some of my stuff. And then he gave me like some pointers for my channel and he helped me grow a lot of things. And he pointed me in like some directions for some audiences.
It's obviously done well for you.
Yeah, he's done well for himself. He got me started with the Beyonce crew pretty early too. Or he saw I was reacting to Beyonce, and then he was like, you got to do this one, and this one. You got to know the story about it. Like,
No, yeah.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah. Some really interesting. I showed you like that big document that one of our other moderators, Ams, made for us. Had all the like definitions and everything on it.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
It's a really cool crowd, man. But like Andrea said, like the dedication to be willing to like fly, travel by yourself, sleep in an airport, like.
Yeah, it's brave.
Yeah. So I actually didn't know that your workplace knew about you.
Yeah, there's a story for that one.
All right.
Have I never told you the story?
You may have, but come on, man. You
Probably.
You lived with me this week. I have no memory.
Yeah, so I got hired on the mine in 2016, I want to say. And I knew there's people up there, like my sister works there as well. She's in the lab, and my cousin works there, and people had gone to school with work there. So like I knew word would get out eventually because I'm open, right? And so, yeah, I don't know. I think it was within the first year I was there anyways. I don't even know where to start. People, I guess, were asking about me, right? Like, well, actually, I'll just wind back to my orientation, which I thought was really ironic. So during orientation, I'm in the training room and the trainer comes out and there's probably like 5 or 6 of us in there. Not too many kind of thing. Just they hire in small groups at a time usually. And he's like, yeah, so we have someone that's going to be transitioning on site. They put out this letter, blah, 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 if anybody wants to read it. And I was like, I didn't put out a letter. You know what I mean? I was
Yeah.
like, what's going on right
He's
now?
like, give me that. Let me read that.
Pretty much, yeah. So I let the first guy read it. And it was actually kind of interesting because after, there wasn't necessarily a discussion about it after, but everything that was said was quite respectful.
Oh, that's good.
Which was like, okay, you know, it kind of gave me like, maybe this place isn't going to be so bad. Not that it's bad, but yeah, so I thought that was super ironic. It was about another person on another crew, and they were putting out a letter saying like, yo, I'm moving to the men's dry. This is what's happening. I just asked for your respect.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing crazy. So I was like, okay, cool. Like, it's not just me here. So probably about a year rolls by, and because of the department that I was first in, I was in crushers, and they were in between contracts between the company and the union. So we didn't know if the crusher was yet going to be part of the mill or if it was going to be part of the pit. So we'd get kind of some pit guys, some mill guys that would come work with us. But for the most part, we stuck to ourselves. So I never really went to the mill, and I never really like went to the mill lunchroom. So I didn't really meet a lot of the people from that side of things.
Poor I, eh?
Yeah, I don't
I'm
know
so
why.
sorry.
No, it's all good. Yeah, so I guess one day, because there was a millwright that would come out. He was basically our crew's millwright kind of thing, him and another guy. So they'd always be called out to the crushers. So we kind of got to know each other. And I guess 2 people, one person that I'd went to school with, that was a buddy of mine, he was talking to another girl, and she was asking like, well, like, what does he look like and stuff? And one of the millwrights piped up and he's like, oh, you're talking about Alex, this other guy that transitioned and put that letter out. And Sheldon goes, no, Anden. And he's like, what? Anden? He's like, I share a locker aisle with him. I get changed in front of him. And he was all worried, right? Like, totally just combining the whole gender, sex, and sexuality together when like they literally have nothing to do with each other.
Yeah.
So he was just like right away, like freaked out and worried, right? So he, I guess, went to the head of HR, and she had no idea. So they like did research or something.
I'm sorry. They went to the head of HR?
Yeah, he was a little bit worried.
Oh my God.
I don't think he went to the head of HR in a sense to be like complaining, but I think he was more so worried about himself being offensive or, and he knew that he could approach our head of HR because she's really good, right? So I don't totally know the whole story, but this is just kind of what I was told, that they kind of like did some research on me and figured it out, which is not hard to do. Like you Googled my name. I had a website that was like promoting myself for speaking. So once they found that out or whatever, I still had no idea anybody knew. I kept trying to get on the mine rescue team. So I kept going down there and bugging them every time they had practice. And I was like, when can I join? So then I find out later on, well, actually, we'll just keep going. So I joined the mine rescue team, right? And I go to a few practices and stuff. And then, Christmas rolls around. So we have a Christmas party. And it's always like B and D shift or cross or whatever comes. So one of the guys is all liquored up and he comes over and he goes, I just want to say, I don't care what you did. I was like, what did I do? And like, I was like making people say it out loud because I know how uncomfortable they already are. But if you say it out loud, the more you say it, the less uncomfortable you're going to be. Right?
Well, and not to mention, like, you can't come over here and like tiptoe around this. Right? Like, give me look me in the eyes and what you trying to say here.
I'm
right?
okay with, I have no problem with what you did. Like, what did I do?
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah. So finally,
who told you about the chocolate bar?
So then he's
promises were made.
Yeah. So he's like, oh, well, like, the whole change and stuff. And I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, who told you about that? He's like, well, so-and-so did. And I was like, well, how the fuck does she know? Because she's like this older lady that ran our practices and stuff. I'm like, okay, so it's a long line of I dated this person and she was my niece. So we knew because it was like, one of the foremans at the mine was like my ex's uncle or cousin or something, right?
Yeah.
So anyways, I find out later that this person actually completely outed me to the whole mine rescue team, which I'm okay with because I'm open. But somebody that
a lot of people aren't.
Yeah, right. Not everybody's okay with that. Most people aren't. I was still kind of betrayed in a way.
Oh, I bet.
Because I didn't even know she knew. But that's usually how it goes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, he's all liquored up, says this to me, and then I go to her and I'm like, how did you know? And then she tells me about person that she knows who's my ex's whatever. And then I don't even know how it ended up, but I just kind of assumed that only some people knew still. So eventually this other guy, the millwright, who was initially worried about things, he lived down past me at the time, and I ended up selling my truck, and I didn't have a vehicle at the time, and I was sick of borrowing my sister's and stuff, and I'm like, well, he drives right by. Like, maybe he'll give me a ride to the bus, or maybe he'll just pick me up or whatever. We'll carpool. So we did carpool together for quite a while before I even knew that he knew, right? And he'd kind of throw subtle hints, like he'd ask me what I actually want to do with my life. And I'm like, well, I don't really want to do this forever. Like, I'd like to teach people and stuff, and he'd be teach people what. And I knew he was digging, but I hadn't talked to him about it yet, so I didn't know how he was going to react, especially because he's like this 300 pound 6'4" dude that's like macho big dude, right? Like, he's a man's man. But we ended up being really good friends, and like one of the best compliments I think I've ever got was from him, and he's like, you really like broadened my horizon. You've changed the way that I see this. He's like, I realize there's no agenda. The only agenda is like to live a happy life, right?
Well, you deserve to go to bed feeling comfortable with yourself,
right?
Well, everyone
just like
does.
everybody,
everybody deserves that,
and that's all anybody's looking for, is that comfort in themselves and finding their own happiness. Because we only have so many years on this planet. Might as well find the enjoyment.
Yeah.
But yeah, so eventually I find out that everybody knows, and there's still people that kind of, for the first few years, like I've been there for 7 years now, and there's people that maybe just started feeling comfortable enough to talk to me the last few years.
Wow.
And I think it's a lot because like one guy will have an experience having to work beside me doing something, right, or fixing something or whatever. We end up having a conversation about something, and then the next guy sees it or hears about it and realizes like it's no big deal, right? So then the next guy and this guy, and like, there's one guy that we work with that likes to tease everybody, like especially the guys, like the younger guys. And he's older. He's probably going to retire in the next year or so, and treats me totally the same. And like, I love it. And like, he makes like ridiculous jokes, like probably like you will lose your job kind of jokes, but I'm okay with it because we're on this level of like, he treats me like everybody else and I know that and I like that. Like, that's what I want, right?
Because like you don't want to be like ostracized by being like all of a sudden he's kind to you, we'll say, and he's like this to everyone else.
Yeah, and I totally do get that. Like I do get treated differently by some people than others, probably just because they don't forget that I'm trans. And then there's people that do forget, and like it's totally fine. But I respect him for being as comfortable as he is tossing around these jokes or terms or whatever with me, kind of thing. And yeah, we're just like have a level of understanding.
That's good though.
Yeah.
I hope he can take it back too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, he does.
Oh, good.
We dish it to him. Don't worry.
Good. Good.
It's really a good group of guys up there, honestly, for the most part. Like,
BC is a very like I guess liberal province comparatively.
on the coast, yes.
Yeah.
Down on the coast, but the further north you go, the more redneck it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why you're comfortable here. It's all redneck.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I don't know. I hate to say it, but I guess I blend in some way or another.
One way or another, yeah. We're like
I
at the like motorcycle shop, and he's like sizing up all the boots and all the shit. I'm just like, I don't know what any of this is.
Yeah, well, been riding bikes since I was 4, so
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
So what other kind of shit do you like to do on the side to entertain yourself?
lots of side-by-siding. I like going hiking.
What's a side by side? Slow down.
It's like a 4-wheel vehicle, like
Like a truck?
buggy.
Ah, buggy. Okay.
Yeah, like a dune buggy kind of for off-road trails, and yeah, I don't know, lots of exploring. There's tons of mountains kind of east and west of my town, so we do lots of that.
British Columbia, y'all. You can look it up.
In the wintertime, I like snow biking, which is just a dirt bike with a sled kit. It's pretty neat.
That's fun.
I just started that last year. It's expensive. I blew up my motor.
Yep. I remember when you did that.
Yeah, it was funny. I took a Snapchat in the morning. I'm like, oh, beautiful day, good day to go ride. Then like an hour later, I'm like, yeah, it wasn't such a good
Seized
day.
engine,
Like,
yeah.
all my oil's on the ground.
Oh yeah, that's not good.
But yeah, no, lots of outdoor stuff. That's mainly my thing.
Yeah.
Especially in the summer.
Yeah. Oh God, in the summer. Well, it's especially like around where you live, man. All the lakes, all the rivers.
I've been trying to get you out there.
I know, and I've been trying to get out there.
We have
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say we have a good lake literally every half an hour, every direction of town.
Oh God, I bet.
Yeah.
I honest to God, I've been trying to get out there. I even had like a couple flights lined up. I had some other drivers lined up, and every time they fall through, or I'm broke. It's one or the other. It's definitely one or the other. But
As long as you can get over to like Kamloops or something, I'll come pick you up.
that's it. That's it. Yeah. No, I appreciate that. I appreciate you sharing. It is relieving because like I know my personality, and if you were who you were but you weren't open about it, I know I would push you to be open about it.
Yeah.
Like I know that. So like it's nice that you are like you're already like that, and then we can just like discuss.
See, and I needed people like that, especially at the time of transitioning. Like I remember before I got onto the mine, I was a logger, and we'd spend Monday to Friday in camp, and 12 hours a day in a machine by yourself, right? So I actually had a friend that was on night shift with me just because there was nobody else to be there. So she came out just so I wasn't alone. And I had told her about it. And at the time I was also like going through a breakup. And she's like, I was like, maybe I should wait till I like get through this before I start transitioning or whatever. And she's like, no. She's like, you've been waiting 19 years of your life. Do it now.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, you're right. What am I waiting for kind of thing?
That's so cool, man.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that you had like love around you.
I was very, very, very fortunate. And I don't take that for granted because not everybody is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially when it comes to friends and family, like I've had such good experiences and a good support group, and like friends don't question it.
Mm-hmm.
My family doesn't question it. They're just like, whatever.
Yeah.
Right. Definitely not like
since
that for
we were 4,
everybody.
bro. It's like
Yeah.
swimming, like, everything, the whole works. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, but like honest to God, man, like because like I know other people from the community in my life, but like with you, like when we talk about it a lot, so that's just because of who we are, but like it's the last thing on my mind.
Yeah.
Like I feel like we talk about it just because it's like a common thing to talk about, not because it's like relevant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, yeah, it's interesting.
Comes up in different aspects, and we're comfortable talking about it. That's another thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the biggest things about my presentations. Like I went to a sawmill with the guy I was talking about that I collaborate with, Brian, and we did, I think it was 2 or 3 different sessions, and I think they were all foremans for the most part, or supervisors. And a while later, my friend got a hold of me and she's like, I don't think I told you this, but one of the guys came to me and told me that his kid came home from school with questions. And he was more comfortable having that conversation just because of my presentation, mine and Brian's, which was really cool because it's like, okay, so we're hitting it on another level, not just a workplace inclusivity and respect thing. It's you brought it home with you, which is really neat.
That is neat. Especially in like a world where information is so important. Because like I heard something that was really moving the other day. It said like the first victim of conflict is the truth.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oof.
Well, and it's not even that the information, but having an experience with somebody, right? Like there's so many, and I say this all the time. It doesn't matter what community of people you have. There's going to be people that are like more radical than the other and more out there and pushy about it and stuff. And I think maybe that's why I'm so well received, because I'm not super down people's throat about it. Kind of,
Pause.
Yeah, I kind of missed where I was going with this, but just being
it's helped with the experience overall.
Yeah, giving people an experience with someone that isn't maybe so pushy or out there, or I don't even want to use the word normal for myself, because like everything's normal these days. But people are still scared of like flamboyancy, I guess. Like being out there and
charismatic.
It makes people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why, because I just kind of blend in, and it also gives them a perspective that not everybody is one way, right? Not everybody is super out there and pushy about it. Like there's so many people like myself that are just trying to exist. Well, I think like those other people are trying to exist too. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good.
But it's just like we are all just trying to find a place.
Well, like, like this week of you doing live streams with me is like an example of like, you don't even know.
Yeah.
You don't, like, it really reminds me to be empathetic of people's situations, because I have no idea.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you felt like when you were 4 years old. And
confused.
If I just met you today and if we were just friends like this, I would have no idea all of that.
And most people don't.
Yeah.
And actually, it's kind of fun. I was telling Jesse, I like the shock factor sometimes, because people give me a chance to, get them to judge me by my character rather than just knowing that the first thing about me is I'm trans. Because I'm so much more than just trans. That's just one aspect of me.
Yeah. It's like, it's not your purpose. It's just a part of what made you you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Or an experience you went through.
Maybe it is my purpose.
Maybe it is your purpose.
I don't know.
Purpose is complete at 19.
Yeah.
Peachy, I don't quite understand. Peach is Yancey after this convo. I'm not too sure what that means. Let me see if I missed a chat or something like that. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we jump off of this, Anden? Chat, there's a few of y'all hanging out. Is there any questions or anything you want to say to me, to Anden? Bring up another music and play us out. We'll give it like a 30 seconds here of people to kind of work their way out. See if they have any questions, and then we'll get out of here. Pull up another little bit of this. Started off where we were. Okay, man, I appreciate you being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Going to Calgary tonight.
We're going to Calgary next, yeah. You can hit me up on Instagram, and maybe I'll post some stories or something. I have no idea what we're going to get up to out there in Calgary, but we'll be there.
No plans.
That was, hold on, I can't read it that far. That was the video the person was talking about earlier. Oh, it's the video the person was talking about earlier. Oh, was it a link? Did you share a link? I might not just be able to see it. But I'll take a peek for it. I'll ask Jordan. Jordan will know. I appreciate everyone being here. Anden, as always appreciate you being here.
Yeah, love you, man.
Yeah, love you too, bro. Everybody have a great Saturday. We'll chat soon.